Klementina Österberg. She's the CEO of GU Ventures, and Heléne Öhrvall, an advisor with Almi Företagspartner. So why don't you get started?
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, very nice to see you. And my name is Klementina Österberg, like Marie said. I'm really happy to be here. And Heléne and I have worked together for a long, long time, right?
Yeah. And my name is Heléne Öhrvall, and I work as a business advisor at Almi Företagspartner. Especially in early stage ideas and startups.
And you've been there for many years.
A decade.
A decade, yeah.
Or more than that. Forever.
Let's not talk time.
No, okay. No, then I feel much older than I am.
Great. Okay, so let us just introduce our companies first. I mean, maybe you can start with Almi. What does Almi do?
Almi Företagspartner is a public company, you could say, and we invest in business who wants to grow, both with business advice and financial advice and loans. That's exactly what we do. So companies who want to grow, if you're a startup or an established company, it doesn't matter, but we would like you to grow and help you during the way.
And really, I mean, I'm as one of the people that usually contact you to get loans. It's a really important business.
Yes.
And you help a lot of companies. I don't know, can you tell us how many of you worked with?
A lot. I think we meet, it's around 600 companies a year that gets loans from us, and a lot more that gets advice. So sometimes between 600 and 1,000 companies a year, investor Götlands only. And Almi exists in the whole of Sweden in different companies.
Yeah. And in that perspective, GU Ventures is a much smaller company, and we are, I think, 20 persons helping out right now 70 startups. And our main focus is actually to invest in innovations based here in Gothenburg from Gothenburg University. So you have to have some affiliation. And we do invest, so that's why we also need some loans together with our investments. We have an incubator that is top ranked, and we work with a lot of entrepreneurship schools and other partners together with us to help our startups to do that. But I mean, we have invested in a total in 25 years in 200 companies, and you do that like for breakfast.
Yes, we meet a lot of more companies than investors, but we meet almost every startup in our region, so I know most of them.
Yeah, great.
I've heard all about them.
So you know what you need to be to become an entrepreneur, right? So let's start out
I
with
hope
that.
because I'm not an entrepreneur myself, and I don't dare to. I don't know what pig is entrepreneur. The coward entrepreneur. I know what to do, but I don't want to do it by myself.
And actually, you can still be an entrepreneur, right? Because I mean, we talked about it when we sort of planned this meeting, that maybe the first thing we want you to start to think about is who are you? What are your values? What are your ethics? What do you want to do with your business idea? You probably have some goal. Why do you want to do that?
Yes. What's your vision? What are you going to establish and why? Do you just want to develop the idea, or do you really want to do a business of it?
Exactly.
That's the key factor. You need to know if we should help you to have a business idea about it, not just develop. You have to think developing is fun, but the business needs to be more fun.
And of course, it's okay also that you know your strengths, you know your weaknesses, and you kind of think that, okay, I'm weak in this area. Then it's good that you acknowledge that, because in that case, I think, and we talked about it, you and me, and that in that case, you know, you need to have people helping you as well. So if you know your weaknesses and know your strengths, you know who you want to work together with, who's combining your strengths together with your weaknesses.
Because no one is good at everything.
I know some perfect persons though. I do, but they're very few.
Yourself.
No. I mean the entrepreneurs. You and me, we're perfect.
Yes, of course.
No, but I'm saying that nobody's perfect.
Nobody's perfect.
And we really need to look at what is in my business that I can do really well, and who do I need to work with to do. Somebody else maybe helps me to do the administration or the sales or whatever, the investment proposal. So get help. So that was our first mission to tell you that.
Know your weaknesses.
Know
And
your
your
weaknesses and your strengths, and think about who you are and what you want to do.
Yeah.
Then you come to what you want to do, the idea.
Yeah.
And I mean, we heard lots of ideas during the years.
And good ones and great ones.
Yes, great ones, good ones, really bad ones. But always, I mean, you get surprised that even the bad ones can turn out really well.
Yeah.
And you get even more surprised that the really good ones maybe fall because of some really horrific, simple thing that matters, and it wasn't there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So if you're a great team, you're more likely to success.
Yeah.
If you're not that great team, it's harder to success.
Because then when you are a great team, then you can make changes.
Yeah.
You can contact Heléne and your colleagues, the advisors, and you can talk to them about your problems, and they can probably help you out. They can help you to get connected to other people. And if you want to do that, you can probably change. You can, as you call it, pivot your idea.
As an entrepreneur in the early stage, you always have to pivot your idea, because it won't be the right perfect fit at once. You have to pivot a lot of times.
Maybe they will have the right perfect fit. But anyway, think about what Heléne said. Even though you think you have the right perfect fit, you need to verify it. So one of the things you told me that you wanted to talk more about is the customer survey and stuff.
Yeah, because I've been quite long in this field, and in the beginning, you develop the idea, the product, the idea, and then you contact the customers and please buy this. It never works. And for the last 10 years, startups have been more keen on asking the client, the customers, what are they really need? What are the needs? So you have to discover that first. Is it a real problem that you are solving?
Exactly.
So that's the key factor. What is it you're going to do? Is it just something you want, but is something the customer wants? Is it the right type of solutions?
And you and I, we meet a lot of people that they verify their ideas, and it's actually quite simple today. You have so much potential to digitally contact a lot of people, and you can still do it as for free almost, like SurveyMonkey or whatever. Send it out to Facebook, put it up on Instagram. Who do need or work in this field that, and 10 people or 100 people will email you, yes, I work in this field, I can do this. So reach out for help to get your customer survey right.
And ask your customers, how do they solve the problem today? How would you like the problem to be solved? So you get as much input as you can from your customers.
That's really important. And also what I think is important, we talked about you and I as well many times, is that when you do get those contacts and you want to do that survey, you probably will do your first sales pitch. So don't forget that this is the first contact and you still want to do good, have a good signal to this company. And this is a great practice. And don't worry that you will fail, or if something happens, you'll just get back on it and ask for another meeting. And I think that people will help you if you're in that open-minded, solution-minded, let's see what you need, I can maybe fix this.
And a lot of startups or entrepreneurs, innovators are very scared to talk to the customer, because I don't want to expose my idea, they can steal it.
That's the elephant in the room.
That's the elephant in the room, but you can talk a lot about your product without exposing the most secret thing. Just to talk it in another words, just to get the needs.
Exactly. Get the problem right, get the needs right, and how maybe that will.
And talk to the customers through all the development phase. Because in the beginning you ask the needs, and further on, is this how they want, does it work like you're expected? How much would you like to pay for this? Everything. So the further on, the more deep questions to the customers.
And of course, we're going to talk about patents as well. If you work in that sort of a company and you want to start something where you can patent something, maybe you ask the questions in a bit different way. And maybe you already know then, of course, that this is actually patentable because some patent lawyers have already done a search. But it's still really important to look at the needs anyway. So the next bit we maybe should address is the business model, because the one thing is how the solution looks like, but then the other thing is actually how you want to sell it. How are you going to put up the partnerships around you? Who's going to make the stuff, or who's going to deliver the service, or how will you follow it up? How can you make it better? Or this chain of people.
Yeah, and how does the market works?
Yeah.
Can you sell directly to the customer yourself, or do you have to
go by distribution?
Or and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the first business model, you will have to change it probably
many times.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
But you have to have an idea. And about how do you think? Do you think you can earn as much as you need? So it's worth do all this development. Will you get your money back?
And also remember that you don't change the business model maybe because you failed in some way. You change it because you also develop.
Yeah.
So maybe in the beginning you need to think about how can you be pragmatical about doing some stuff, and then you do that. But you know, then in the next step you will have to have maybe other contacts or other partners to work with. And I guess that both you guys do a lot of advising within that, and also Biner is really professional in doing research about, you know, what do these businesses need? How can you sort of sharpen your business model straight ahead?
And you can have more than one business model, depending on what kind of client you have.
That's right. That's right. So good to think it over, and don't worry to change it. That is our goal. When you do the business model, you of course also then probably will develop the roadmap.
Yes.
So if you're going out this way, okay, what type of development process and sales process do you see? What would you do in different stages? It's also good to think about it at the same time, because maybe then you realize that, okay, if I want to do this in my roadmap, then this business model won't work. So they sort of are connected.
Yes, they are, definitely.
Should we take the next one? The technology.
Yeah, you can do quite a lot with not the deep technology, just to do the minimal viable product or just a mock-up in the beginning to see does it really works. Because the development of the techniques, if it's not if it's technical idea, that's won't be the hard part. Because probably that's your expert fields. The sales part will always be the hard one.
Yeah. Or I don't know, it depends on who they are maybe.
Yeah.
It depends on if they're really into the technology and maybe not interested in sales that much, or the other way around. They actually are very good at listening into what the customer wants, and then can maybe alter the product to something else as well. So it's once more, it's good to know who you are and what you like, and of course you do. That's the smallest question here. And to work with that minimal viable product, you can also think that, okay, this product is actually, or prototype, or whatever you like to call it, you can actually make money on that too. So don't forget that you can contact potential clients and ask if they want to do a pilot together with you, if they want to test the product, if they want to buy a license to test the product. Write some sort of a deal. Because if you have that, they know that it's a value in that. So try to make some sort of value added model in your first product.
And test it with the clients, the customers.
Exactly. So what we say is don't sit around for 3-4 years and just develop the technology.
And then think you can sell it.
Exactly.
Because that won't happen.
I also wanted to talk a little bit about sustainability. If you guys out there have a great idea, don't forget that nowadays we have a huge transformation and change in our society, and nobody will buy something that's not sustainable. So you have to think through your whole life cycle management. If you work with plastics, or if you work with I don't know, pharma, or if you work with services, people are going to ask you, okay, but how will you recycle that? Or what will you do in this case? Will this end up in the ocean? And will this toxic, I don't know, whatever waste we're going to have? So don't forget to think about that also as a part of your product.
And also think about the team. Diversify it. So it's not just guys in the mid-30s.
Or the mid-60s, or girls in the mid-40s.
No, so mix the team, because both male and female, different backgrounds, nationalities, that would strengthen the business
because
as well.
You want to reach maybe many customers, so don't forget that customers are not exactly the same.
So
that's a good.
The team should be kind of a mirror of the customer.
So now that you know who you are, you know your business model and your technology maybe, then maybe it's time that you feel that, okay, now I can start my company. Maybe you have already done it, of course, but we would just wanted to say that also, don't forget that. It's good to have aktiebolag, I'm saying in Swedish. It's good to have a limited company, right?
Yeah, that's the best one.
We see a lot of entrepreneurs that don't start out like that.
No.
Actually, they want to have other type of firms.
Yeah, it's not like a secure for yourself.
Yeah.
Maybe the person responsible for everything, and it's much harder if you want searching for an investor.
Exactly. Yeah, they probably won't invest.
No, they won't invest.
And actually, the government has lowered the money that you have to put into a new limited company. Right now, it's just 25,000 crowns. You can start it at verksam.se by yourself. It doesn't take that much time. You get the documents, and they help you out probably.
Yeah.
You can, if you're in a hurry, you can also buy one. I think it's cost 7,900 crowns to buy a new firm,
like
so you don't have to do anything more, just to sign the paper and put in, of course, the 25,000 as well.
Yeah.
So it's good to think about if you want to start the company. This is just like a little fee to start up with, but you're probably going to have a budget the first year. And we'll talk more about the financials later on. So you just don't start the company and then realize, oh my God, this 25,000 of course will disappear like within a month or something, depending on what you.
But wait to start until you're really sure that this is something that you really want to do, and you know that you can.
So what do you think the timing is? Is it when they want to send their first invoice, sort of?
Could be.
Yeah.
But when you have got enough information that you raise and you think you can make money of it, then you can start. So check
and I mean,
as many get answers as boxes as possible before you start.
And even if you already have started it, of course it doesn't matter. And you're gonna learn going along on that road.
Yeah,
I guess.
And try in the beginning to do as much as you can yourself. Bootstrap.
Yeah, exactly.
The more you can bootstrap in the beginning, the better.
Yeah. Sorry, how is the timing? Just so that we know.
The timing is good.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Are you ready for a question?
And not yet.
No.
We want to talk a little bit more about sales, if it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that is one of the most important stuff, and we don't want to miss out on that. And I guess that I just want to say to everyone that I think that everyone is good in sales. I think that people say, no, I'm not good. I haven't sold before. I don't know what that is. But don't worry about that. It's just about communicating with people, saying, hi there, this is my product, this is my ambition, this is what I think I want to do. What do you think about that?
Yeah,
sort of.
Yeah, it's not that hard, even if it could be quite for someone. You need to step out of your comfort zone. But that's, if you don't do that, the business will never fly.
No. And also together with the feeling that you have on what your strengths are. Maybe if you don't want to do sales, then of course you just grab somebody that's good on sales and get them in the team. And maybe build a board where you have people that have lots of experience in sales, so they can open doors for you and get you in contact with different persons or advisors. I mean, you don't actually need to have maybe a board in the beginning, but it's good to get people all around in your business
and
to help you.
Start the sale early. So the sales starts
with the customer survey.
With the customer survey, and follow them up. Those who seem more interested, follow them up and keep them posted on your development. And finally, they probably would like to be a pilot customer. Probably, hopefully, pay for it, or at least pay indirect while they put their resources
on that. Exactly. And while you're doing that, you're going to learn more about the market. You're going to learn the metrics you need to have. Because when you're going to do this more and more, and when you're going to raise capital, you really need to know the market. And if you haven't even been there, you haven't even asked someone, it's going to be quite difficult to motivate other people to invest in your company. So that's why it's really good to meet a lot of people and know your metrics in your market.
And don't forget, know your competitors.
Exactly.
And a lot of innovators don't think, no one has this idea. I don't have any competitors. Yes, you always have, because you do
10,000.
You do. The customers do it in one way today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You always have substitutes.
Yeah.
You always have some sort of competitors in some area. And what people are going to ask you directly, why is this one better than this one?
Yeah. Why should I change my way of work and work with your products?
Exactly. So what maybe we could say, and in some cases, you can actually go out and buy the competitor's product.
Yeah.
Try it on. Test it, see what you think about it, and base that on your own experience as well. Maybe you should go out and just have a blind test as well. Put 3 products on the table and ask people to try them out, and then the users can tell you back, okay, which one did I like and why. So that's really interesting to see for yourself. Maybe I need to think that my minimum viable product needs to be developed this way. So it's a really good intelligence to have. And also what we didn't want to forget is that PR is really important when you do this, so that people can know that, I'm buying a product that has been developed by somebody who's maybe knows what he's doing or she's doing. And we want to make a little bit of commercial sort of. I think it's good that you know that there's a lot of competitions out there for new ideas. Enter a competition, get people to know you. Maybe you win a prize, maybe you don't, but you get a network. So I worked in my younger days at Venture Cup and met a lot of inventors and entrepreneurs pitching their ideas at a competition like Venture Cup. And there's many other competitions as well, or sort of scholarships that you can win. Heléne, you and I, we work at Skapa Stiftelsens as well. I work also for Årets Nybyggare, which is new settlers that Almi supported many years. Come and enter the competition, get some free press.
And the most important thing is build your network. And that will lead you on.
Exactly.
If they don't know the answers, they know someone who can. So let's talk investments later on and get some questions maybe.
Okay, we have one question. What is it? I'm gonna come into the screen a bit. Okay, this is interesting. As a biomedical engineer, I have a passion for healthcare startup, but I'm struggling to find the potential needs of the hospitals that need to be addressed. Do you have any words for that? That's your field.
I can say that if it has to do with hospitals, I would contact, if you're here in the region, I guess, I would contact the Sahlgrenska University Hospital, where they have something called Innovationsplattformen, the innovation platform. There you have advisors that have met a lot of ideas within their fields, and they're probably the best ones to answer this. You also have a lot of others working within this field, for instance, Sahlgrenska Science Park, G Ventures, if it has contact or affiliation with Gothenburg University. But I think that what you need to do is ask Innovationsplattform and the innovation platform.
I think that's the first one.
Well, great. Thank you so much for your time here today. These are really important keys. At Biner Startup, as I said, we focus on startups in this really early phase. So for us, it's important to highlight what do startups need to focus on. So I really appreciate your experience and the keys that you gave us today. Thank you.